Hey, what's up everybody? We're back with another video and we are going to have some continuity with our videos. Oh my gosh, continuity in YouTube jazz education. But you know, this is really important. And I've heard from a lot of you with these last couple of videos that we've done, you know, concerning themselves with the doodle tonguing system and articulation and note length. And so many of you are like, this is exactly what I need. This is the reason why I'm not happy with my playing. So we're just going to continue down this particular path for at least one more week. So last week we talked about a little phrase at the beginning of a Clark Terry tune called the snapper. And today we're going to double down on that tune, but we are just going to think about singing. But we're going to open this up to the entire melody. If we get our singing together and we can truly and convincingly sing through a tune like this, with syllables that make sense, with note lengths that make sense, with accents that make sense, it is really going to go very far. Last video I talked about the importance of listening, singing, playing. But this week what we're going to do is we're just going to relieve ourselves from the pressure of playing. All right? This is all about listening and then being able to sing what you hear and sing it in a convincing way with convincing syllables and note length and all that stuff. So right now, I want you to drop all the baggage of learning to play jazz at the door, okay? I do not want anything to, oh geez, I got to figure out what the chords are here. Well, what am I supposed to do when it comes to soloing? What am I missing about this? What am I not doing here? No, just simply immerse yourself in what we're about to do and leave everything else behind, and I promise you'll get something out of this. Commit to being here with me, doing some of the things that I'm asking you to do, and then you can worry about all that stuff later. This is all about listening and singing. Okay, so we're going to dive in. This is a program called Transcribe, and I use it to, transcribe, but it's also great for stuff like this because you can easily locate where you are in the recording and all that stuff. One more note, we're going to have to use a recording of me playing it, boo, because we can't use the original recording, because if I did use the original recording, there's a 50% chance that you would never see this video. If you do want to work with me and we could use the original recordings, which are obviously a lot better and a lot more true to what we're trying to do, that's something that we do in the Jazz Intensive every week. So if you want more information about what that is and what it's not, and if you would be a good candidate for that, there'll be a link in the description where you can read more about what that is all about. Okay, shameless self-promotion over with. Let's dive into this. So the snapper is these two 12-bar forms, and then an 8-bar bridge, and then another 12-bar form. And the cool thing is, all of the 12-bar forms are exactly the same. So let's start by diving into the melody over that minor blues. Just listen. That's all I want you to do right now, is just listen. Okay, so it's a pretty simple melody. So the first thing that we want to do is we just want to think about note length. That's it. So those first bunch of phrases are very simple and repetitive, but let's listen to those first phrases with note length in mind. So you could hear it's long, short, doodloo-ba-dat, 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 doodloo-ba-dat. And really the big thing is that I'm conveying, and what I'm thinking about right now is the length, right? Do you have to sing the exact same syllables as I do? No, you do not. But you do need to go long, short. okay? So whatever that turns out to be for you, that's totally cool. So let's do it together. Let's sing those first phrases together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Doodle-ba-da, 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 doodle-ba-da. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Doodle-ba-da, 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 doodle-ba-da. So are you starting to get the long, short, and maybe starting to work out some syllables, right? If not, you could pause the video and just sit there, doodle-ba-da, until you feel like you have some semblance of that feeling, and it's feeling swinging, and you feel like you're locking in with how this actually sounds. Okay, so now let's concern ourselves with that last little line, because there's a lot more notes in that, right? Now this is harder because now we have to have a whole bunch of long notes that have some direction to them. So all those notes are long and connected, regardless of which ones that I'm accenting or which ones I'm swallowing. The thing that sort of ties it together is they're all smooth and connected, and I'm not using any harsh articulations. Ta 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 ta. No. All right, just try singing it with me a couple of times. Ready? Let's do it again. Couple more times. One more time. So same thing, if you feel like, wow, I'm really not getting this, just pause the video and practice going until it starts to sound like, hey, this is kind of cool, right? It's swinging. I would want to hear myself sing this, okay? But if you feel like you're starting to get it, let's try practicing the whole A section singing. So we'll do 2 A sections in a row. And remember, this is not about perfection, okay? It's about participation and getting a little bit closer each time. But really, even more than getting a little bit closer each time, it's really just about putting everything into this, closing your eyes and just trying to line up as much as you possibly can. All right, we'll go back to the beginning and we will do 2 A sections. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Doodle-ba-da, 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 doodle-ba-da. All right, how'd you do? And it should be fun, right? I could do that over and over and over and over and over again. Just singing. It is so fun. All right, let's do it one more time, but this time I'm going to let the whole melody play through, but we're just going to listen to the bridge. We're just going to start to wrap our ears around that bridge, start to comprehend it orally before we do anything, before we sing with it. However, we will sing all 3 of those 12-bar minor blues phrases, 2 before the bridge and 1 after. Here we go. Doodle-ba-da, 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 doodle-ba-da. Listen. Doodaloo-ba-da, 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 dway-ba-doo-ba-doodly-ba-doo-ba-doodloo-ba-da. Wow. You know, I feel myself doing it better. And I've been doing this for decades, like thinking about this and practicing this way by singing along with recordings for decades. Just doing it, I'm getting better. I'm learning more as I go through this process with you. It's amazing. It's just, we can always get better at this stuff. And if there's some little voice in the back of your head where you're like, this is not really practice because I don't have my instrument in my hands, you need to re-examine what practice is. Because if you were to ask me, this is maybe the most valuable thing that I could ever do. And if I were using the actual original recording with Clark, it would be even better. All right, so let's go back and we'll close out by just singing through the entire melody one more time together. And what you should do when you turn this off is you should go and find the original recording of the snapper, sing along with that a couple more times. And what will probably happen is you'll probably be walking around for the rest of the day singing this in your head. That is the greatest result I could ever wish for you, is to just walk around repeating these syllables, making it swinging, refining that note length. What'll start to happen is as you do this more and more and more, the note length will be so down that you will actually start to be able to concern yourself with what notes get accented, what notes get swallowed. That's sort of the next step, and you will very, very naturally start doing that. Now, even though we did not touch our instruments, I bet if you get this thing stuck in your head, the next time you touch your instrument and you go to play something that's, medium swing, you're going to feel the effects of this work. I can pretty much guarantee it. If you do feel those effects, let me know in the comments or send me an email or send a carrier pigeon, because I absolutely love hearing when that stuff happens and jazz students start to realize that this part of playing the music, the stuff that's not what arpeggio do I play over this chord, what scale do I play over this chord, this stuff like how do I make the notes more connected, how do I use the best articulation possible, this is the stuff that makes the biggest difference the fastest. All that other stuff is really important, right? We talk about it all the time. It's a huge part of playing jazz, but every single arpeggio and chord scale and piece of vocabulary that you play is couched in how you play it. So just keep that in mind, and it'll probably make you kind of always come back to this stuff. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope you found this valuable. Let's close out the video by singing through the entire melody one more time, and then you go with the original recording, sing some more. Sing to your heart's content. Here we go. Doodaloo-ba-da, 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 ba-doo-ba-doo-lee-ba-doo-ba-dee-doo-ba-da, doodaloo-ba-da, 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 ba-doo-ba-doo-lee-ba-doo-ba-dee-doo-ba-da, doo-doo-dee-da-ba-doo, doo-dee-da-ba-doo, boo-dee-doo-dee-da-doo, doodaloo-ba-da, 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 ba-doo-ba-doo-lee-ba-doo-ba-dee-doo-ba-da.